Welcome, everybody. We are going to get started today to talk about getting off the scale and into your life when it comes to really thinking about how we nourish ourselves and how we treat ourselves and our whole bodies when it comes to our health. On this podcast, I take a simple and refreshing approach to health. I'm your host, Helen Birney. I'm also the moderator of our free Facebook group, The Energetic Way, the Empowered Approach to Women's Health. And together we explore a world where well-being isn't measured in pounds or in calories. I'm going to make sure that the strength of the live is good and that we are streaming into our free Facebook group where we have free resources and we have the recording of these all documented in our guides portion of the group. And now that we are here and ready together, I just want to invite you to really acknowledge that we are in a society that is obsessed with scales and numbers. And today and every day, I am here to help you break through those conventional norms. And we're going to dive into a realm where health is about feeling good, nourishing your body, and embrace a balanced lifestyle without the need for constant counting, weighing, or portioning. I spent 20 years of my life in and out of diets, counting, weighing, portioning all of my food, and also weighing myself to find that the real truth underneath of that was the way that I was feeling about myself was why I was trying to create so much change with diets. Once I decided to change the way I thought about myself, the way that I treated myself and the actions I took did ultimately lead me to the health of my dreams, which I experience today. And my goal is to be able to walk you through that too. Every week, we're unraveling the secrets to a healthier and happier life together on this podcast. And today, it's time to shift the focus from the scale to your incredible journey of self-discovery and well-being by talking about how to nourish your energy levels. And in this session, which is the fourth session out of 4, we're going to talk about what it looks like in order to be able to generate the energy that we need in order to be able to take action. And your energy levels are a huge component of something that you can feel deep inside of your body that you know needs to change. We don't have to step on the scale to know that we're tired, we're fatigued, that we don't feel like taking action today. It's something that you can feel and something that you can nourish with both a food component and also a lifestyle component in order to feel amazing. So if you're watching the replay, I'd love to know. You can let us know in the comments, #replay, so I can be sure to welcome you to the show and to send you any free resources that may be given away with this that you might not be able to get your hands on unless you're watching live. And I love getting to know my audience. So definitely let me know, #replay in the comments in our Facebook group or on the YouTube channel. So if you feel like you're dragging through the day, you're not alone in that. Plenty of women that I work with definitely feel like they are dragging through the day, or they get the 2 p.m. slump, or they feel like at 5 p.m. they can barely make dinner. So then they're on the road to ordering more food again, or maybe you even wake up tired. Um, so today I have 2 simple things you can do in order to bring up your energy levels and to feel better so that you can wake up refreshed and you can also move through your day without getting that slump. And all I want for you guys is to be able to feel good so that you can take the action necessary for your health. It's no doubt that that food and exercise play a huge component or a huge part in helping you feel amazing and to be able to get your energy levels up, of course. So I'm always offering that support to my clients. But the biggest shift that you can make today are going to be shared. And it's just 2 simple things that you might not be doing for yourself already. In the first episode, we talked about balancing your mood with blood sugar stabilization and sleep. Those 2 things can also fuel your energy levels. And if you haven't watched the last 3 episodes, it is really important for you to check on those, because if you can adjust those things, blood sugar stabilization and sleep, you can adjust your digestion and increase movement, and you can also adjust your morning routine as well as incorporate healthy fats, then you might be able to have soaring energy levels. Most of us don't have the support or don't have the willpower to be able to do that kind of thing. And most of us walk around thinking about weight loss, but what we don't think about is how to nourish ourselves in order to have the energy levels that we need in order to be able to take that action. Okay, so just to repeat, in our first session, we talked about blood sugar stabilization and sleep. In the second session, we talked about improving your digestion and movement. In the third session, we talked about having healthy fats and a morning routine. And like I said, if you do those things and you go back and listen to those episodes, you can likely get your energy levels back. This is what I'm going to teach you today is like the icing on the cake. So it might be the last thing that you haven't tried yet to get your energy back. And I'm going to tell you exactly what those things do. But I want to ask you a very simple question first. Would you rather be on a diet for the rest of your life, or would you rather just make choices that are easy and available to you? Let me repeat that question. Would you rather always be seeking or always being on a diet, or would you rather just be making choices for yourself in the moment or for your truth that feel easy and available to you? Because the difference between being on a diet and making choices for yourself is that making choices for yourself saves you time, saves you money, saves you health complications, saves you emotional dysregulation from confusing yourself with a bunch of information that wasn't even written for you. So today I'm here to help you reframe all of that so that you can actually make a decision for yourself what the rest of your life is going to look like when it comes to your health. Is it going to look like you don't have the energy to put in or to deal or to take care of yourself? Or is it going to look like an opportunity for you to take your health back into your own hands and to be able to make choices that are in your best interest so you can live a long, happy life with health and vitality and the energy that you deserve to be able to give back in the world? So this isn't just about us, right? Like we're not here alone in some sort of container. We are in the world, giving and receiving energy. And if you don't have the energy levels to be able to give and receive in the world, then what are we doing here? Right? We want to feel like we can actually give something and that we're not so exhausted and depleted by the end of the day. So if that sounds amazing to you and you want your health and weight loss journey to feel easier and that you're not getting in your own way and you haven't booked the 20-minute health clarity call with me yet to talk more deeply about how to listen to your unique body and overcome yo-yo dieting for lifelong health and vitality and natural weight loss, I want you to book that call now. I don't want you to wait for it. Your whole life is waiting for you to be able to take action. And on this call, we're going to cover a brief history of how you've dieted. And within that 20 minutes of discovery on the clarity call, I will help you pinpoint why you might feel stuck because of generational trauma, diet trauma, and I'll also give you pointers to be able to remove some of that trauma that you're feeling in your body and in your life, in that negative headspace that you might be in that has kept you exactly where you are. When you book the call, you also receive my ebook, How to Listen to Your Body. It's my energetic eating method ebook so that you can actually get started right away. So whether or not you decide to work with me, you still get this ebook and you can take action using all of the resources and all of the information and all of the knowledge that I give to my clients about nutrition and lifestyle is inside of that ebook. And it's a necessary bonus for you to take advantage of in order to be able to take your life back when it comes to your health. So definitely book that call. I'm going to throw the link both in the show notes and also in the live training today so that you guys can go ahead and book it. If anything that I say today resonates for you, I want you to book that call so that we can talk about it and you can get the ebook and get started right away. All right, so today, let's get off the scale and pay attention to how to balance our energy levels. There are so many different energy suckers in the world, and we often blame it on our own laziness, our exhausting busy lives, and our demanding schedules. But we also think it's our heavy bodies, right? We're like, oh, it's because I'm overweight or because I'm too heavy or because I my clothes don't fit and now I'm tired on top of it. And oh, I feel so horribly about myself. It really puts us in a shame spiral when we're tired because then we kind of have the tired, foggy goggles on and we're like, well, I'm tired. And also my body is out of shape. And also I don't feel great. And also I can't do all the things that I want to do or live the life of my dreams. We don't want to feel that way. So the mistaken place where we put our attention is on the scale to get the weight down. But where I need you to put your attention is how to get your energy levels up so you feel better and you feel more positive about your life overall and that you're willing to take action. Okay. If you're with me, let me know that you're with me because plummeting energy levels and not being able to even do anything isn't helpful to you and it's not helpful to the people around you. And if you follow what I've shared in the last 3 episodes and you still don't have even energy levels, what I talked about earlier, then this live training is for you. And if you're listening to this for the first time and you have uneven energy levels, this life training is also for you. If you adjust these two things, you might actually start to feel better. So what sucks our energy isn't happenstance. It's not that you wake up one day and all of a sudden the energy is gone, right? We blame it on perimenopause, or we blame it on having young children, or we blame it on our busy lives or on our demanding job. It's just not true. It's not true. We blame all of those situations and we say, this is why I don't have any energy, because we're giving our power away. And we're saying that I'm not willing to take responsibility for the energy in my life. You can take responsibility for it. And for most women, the energy is zapped because of the cumulative choices that you've been making over time with your nutrition or with your lifestyle or with the negative thoughts you're having about yourself is literally bringing you down. And you have the power to change that, fix that, correct it today. You can absolutely make every single choice in alignment with the things that I have taught you over the last 3 episodes and what I'm going to tell you today, and you will have better energy. But so many of us are unwilling to do it because we feel like it's not going to be worth it, or it's not going to make us lose enough weight. Okay, then you're going to walk around without having the energy to be able to take action. But don't blame other things in your life over it. Take responsibility and say, I'm willing to change today. I'm willing to change so that I have the energy to take care of myself and to be able to take action today because I am worth it. The 2 things I'm going to share with you today are incredibly simple, and they will help you manage sugar cravings and get your energy back if you're willing to try them. If you're already doing the things I share with you today, go back to the previous episodes, the last 3 episodes, or book the call with me so we can figure out why your energy is drained. Okay, this is really important. So I'm going to share with you these 2 things that I want you to get under control. And then by the end of the episode, I want you to make a commitment to yourself that you're going to try them. And if they don't work, you're going to go back and you're going to listen to the last 3 episodes because I have so many things to share with you. Or you're going to book the call so you get the ebook so you know exactly what to do. If you're a reader and you're not a listener, then go get the ebook so that you can go through it and you can see what's really actually standing in your way. Okay. Here's the first thing I want you guys to think about. Protein. One of the most underutilized macronutrients for energy levels is protein. Okay, we skip meals. We end up overdoing it on carbohydrates and filling up on refined carbohydrates instead. We end up going on like vegan or plant-based or vegetarian diets. I'm not knocking it, but most people who are on those diets don't get enough protein. And so they're always craving food and they never feel satiated. And then their energy levels are plummeting. Protein is important for our bodies to lower hunger hormones, increase satiety, and balance blood sugar. If you are vegan or vegetarian, I do love you and you are welcome here. And I do have an amazing cookbook that you can cook from and some meal plan examples that will help you hit protein in an adequate way. You can always DM me and I'm happy to get you that cookbook so you can see what it means for you to be on track. But this message is for anybody who's not feeling their energetics best, right? Anybody who is willing to try something new and anyone who's willing to listen to their unique bodies, not subscribe to some like meal plan or some sort of documentary that you watched. We're talking about what you're listening to in your body. Your body is the documentary. Okay, I know there's a lot of information out there, a lot of hype around some of these diets and plant-based and the animals and all of that. And I get it. I get it. And I do eat a lot of plants in my diet, but I also know that I need adequate amounts of sustainable and humanely sourced animal products. I know I need that for my body. I've been down this road and I know I need it. So both vegetable and animal proteins can provide you with enough sustainable energy, but you have to know your body and know which is appropriate for you. Okay. Most vegetarian proteins lack the complete essential amino acids profile that is left when the proteins are broken down in the body. Amino acids are important for the body to break down food, grow and increase muscle mass, which is great for your metabolism, and repair body tissue and turn into energy for the body to use, usable energy, okay, for muscle metabolism, and for even brain function and mood function. In addition to being incomplete essential amino acids, the tolerance level of breaking down vegetarian proteins varies greatly person to person. I do not break down vegetarian proteins in my body. As a result, I get leaky gut symptoms, I get sick, I get bloated, and I don't have energy. If that's happening to you, I need you to seriously reevaluate the diet that you're choosing so that you can feel better. Okay. You might even just decide to incorporate more fish. So if that's something that's going on for you, let's hop on a call and figure it out together. Because when I was vegan and vegetarian, I was the unhealthiest I'd ever been: bloated, gassy, constipated, depressed, moody, and extremely tired. I didn't want to feel like that anymore. Again, I am my own documentary. Okay. Every person is unique. So if you are experiencing any of those things and you're a vegetarian, let's hop on the phone and figure out how to manage all of that. Doesn't mean I'm going to force feed you animal products. I'm genuinely invested and curious in figuring out what vegetarian proteins you're choosing so that you can feel good. And that is only going to happen on a call with me, because I can't evaluate every person's individual needs here on this podcast. So book the call. Let's talk it over and figure out where you feel stuck. Now, I'm also not suggesting that you go on a full meat frenzy. I also made that mistake where all my decisions revolved around meat, a lot of dairy products, and cheese. I actually gave myself a gallbladder attack. Okay. So you can overdo it in both directions. Why am I sharing this with you? Because I've made a lot of mistakes and I don't want you guys to make these mistakes either. I don't want you to go all in on keto and get a gallbladder attack. I don't want you to go all in vegan and have gas, bloating, and digestive issues. It just doesn't make sense. What do we want? We want our bodies to feel good. We want them to feel energized, and we want to have the energy to be able to produce something amazing in our lives. We want to be able to take action in a way without having to have these horrible symptoms of distress in the body. So we don't need to gorge on animal meat to be satiated, but for our bodies, I do believe that we want to be sure to include some of them as a part of a balanced, nutrient-dense diet if we're walking around tired all the time. If you're not walking around tired all the time and you're vegetarian, then you're probably good. But if you are, we've got to address some of those subtle things. Okay. So your protein action plan, when you're considering protein in your meal, I want you to think about how the meat is a part of your balanced diet. For example, on a large dinner plate, about a fourth of it could consist of your protein. Okay. This is for animal protein. If it's vegetarian protein like beans and rice, maybe half of your plate. Okay. You have to eat more vegetarian protein than animal protein in order to be able to get the complete, the amount of protein that one person may need to balance their energy level. So that's something else to keep in mind. So just in animal protein world, that means one pasture-raised chicken thigh, a quarter of your plate roasted sweet potatoes, and the other half a salad, for example. If you're going down the vegetarian road, maybe half of your plate is beans and rice, and the other half is a salad. Okay. If you're making a stir fry, half of the composition could be broccoli, mushrooms, snow peas, and onion, a quarter of it quinoa, and a quarter of it grass-fed beef. If you're going down the vegetarian route, maybe you do a quarter of it quinoa and a quarter of it chickpeas, okay? If it's a pork chop, serve a palm-sized chop with a quarter of your plate roasted potatoes and half of your plate with Brussels sprouts. If it's a low mercury wild-caught fish, perhaps you'll make a quarter of your plate a salad and then the other half sauteed vegetables and millet. Okay, so some of these grains, they're whole grains. They're beautiful additions to your plate and to your diet, and something that vegetarians should definitely rely on in order to be able to get more macronutrients into the diet. So again, you may consider millet, quinoa, wild rice, or black forbidden rice is really fun. I love that. You just have to eat a little bit more of it on half of your plate rather than having just a quarter of it at your plate, but pair it with a vegetarian protein. I don't usually suggest tofu as a vegetarian protein. It's typically highly, highly processed and genetically modified and can really cause a lot of gut issues. So that's something that you also want to take care of. So just like vegetarian and meat protein are not created equal, not all animal protein is created equal. It's important to get high quality animal protein. I definitely enjoy like a burger every now and then or a steak, and I'm not obsessive about asking where it's coming from or anything like that. What was that show? Oh, Portlandia right? Like I'm not like that, but I am interested and invested in my own home, sourcing it from a farm that treats their animals humanely and is grass fed and grass finished. So a couple of things you want to think about when you're sourcing protein is what is that animal also feeding on and what is their life like? And the reason that we ask those questions is that the energy of what they're eating and the energy of the life that they're living and the energy of the way that they are is then going to be packaged and feeding the energy inside of you. And so we want to be really careful and intentional about the animal products that we're eating so that we can feel really filled up. If I decide that I'm having, if a chicken, for example, is fed a grain-fed diet, or a soybean diet, then I am also eating the high refined grains and the soybeans. So you do want to be intentional about some of the things, the choices that you're making, so that you can have the energy inside of you feels amazing and you don't feel sluggish all of the time. Okay. Now, with all the hype surrounding plant-based diets, we have to acknowledge that the real problem is industrialization and commercialization. And that's actually a problem with both plants and with animals. So anything that's industrialized or commercialized is taken into from its original state and really taken into a low energetic state that is ultimately going to could cause issues for our bodies. So just something to think about. We don't want to eat highly processed, genetically modified foods with indigestible parts. That's for vegetarian proteins and animal proteins. Just listen to your body, prioritize a varied diet, and try to buy local, organic, grass-fed, pastured meats and eggs, and we will all be just fine. Okay, so that will give you your energy back for sure. The other part that I want you guys to keep in mind about getting your energy back, and most of us go through the day not doing this. I have this as a practice for myself, and I want to invite you to do it too, is that we have to get real on the most difficult behavioral change, which is optimizing your day with a midday break. Taking a midday break is super important because firing on all cylinders all day, and we get into this like hyper productivity mode, right? And then we're questioning ourselves, like, why am I so tired? I have so much to do. Just even being in that mindset, why am I so tired? There's so much to do, makes me tired. Okay. So you don't want to set yourself up for failure and for burnout and to feel tired all the time. So hear me out. We're going to talk about a midday break. When most people think about taking breaks, they typically think about taking a break as lazy or doing nothing. Okay. Taking breaks, like developing a sleep routine, which I talked about a few episodes ago, is actually hard work. So it is productive. It's a part of your productivity plan should be sleeping and taking breaks. It's a part of generating energy to do the things that you care about and to take action for your health. So you could be working just as hard at taking breaks as you do working hard. It needs to be a part of your I work hard plan. Rest and work balance each other out. So drop the idea of a break as being lazy. That's the first thing I want you to do. And then begin to embody it as necessary. And I want you also to imagine that you taking breaks actually sets you apart as somebody who's a high performer versus someone who's always in burnout mode. So I want you to imagine that you get to be the person who is in charge of your life and taking breaks so you can be high optimized in your life rather than always feeling in burnout and low, right? We get to make that choice for ourselves. And unfortunately, perpetual work and stress leads to elevated cortisol levels, which has an effect on many of our body systems. Earlier today, I talked about the people who wake up tired. That's when you've burnt all your cortisol and you don't even have any to help you wake up in the morning. That's adrenal fatigue. That's a real problem and something that should be addressed with a health coach or with a doctor. Okay. Other issues that can happen from high cortisol, you can have immune system issues, memory issues, metabolism issues. High levels of cortisol or stress cause us to eat more and send signals to our bodies that our metabolism needs to slow down in order to cope with the stress. That means that we have unwanted weight gain and more sugar cravings and more issues inside of our bodies. So how do we take a midday break? And let's talk about a little action plan. Instinctively, we imagine a midday break in work as an up and down. We imagine it like a wave-like shape. Okay. But what I want you to imagine instead is that rest is not down. it's just as productive as work. So if you want to be leveled out, we're resting and working and we're treating them as equals, that they balance each other out. So it's not like, whoa, I'm on this wave. It's that I'm balancing myself out. You have intentional work and intentional rest, intentional work and intentional rest. So the intention is that you want to live a life with balanced energy levels. And that's the common thread that's going to keep you feeling amazing. I don't want you guys to ever feel like you have to lie down right now. You know that feeling where it's like you work towards to a certain point and you're like, "Oh my God, I need to lie down. I have to take a nap." Nobody needs to feel that way. I don't feel that way. Many of my clients who have beat this don't feel that way. They just feel balanced throughout the entire day because they're dealing with protein and midday breaks. It's difficult to do this because we demand so much out of ourselves, but it does take a little discipline and a little hard work in order to incorporate a midday break. And you have to be aware of the unnecessary inputs that keep you revved up. We have to take intentional solitude and digital breaks so that our brains are free to roam in a creative, restful, and meaningful state. One thing that I've done is I've created a shortcut on my phone to turn my phone into grayscale mode. One thing that really revs us up, and you can even think about it, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's in grayscale now. When you have your phone not in grayscale and it's all colorful, it literally looks like candy. Right? It looks like candy. So if you're watching this on the video mode, then I've shown you guys the difference between grayscale. So I did my little shortcut, grayscale, versus the mode where it's all in color and it looks like candy. My daughter actually saw my phone in grayscale and she said, "Well, can you change it back?" I said, "Sure." I changed it back. And she said when it was in grayscale, she was like, "Well, it's just not interesting anymore." I'm like, exactly. So if you don't know that trick yet, I want you guys to Google how to turn my phone into grayscale and then how to make it into a shortcut. So all I have to do is triple click the side of my phone and I keep it in grayscale unless I need to do something like, look at a picture or put on my maps. That's an amazing thing to do. And for me, it has changed my energy and the course of my day because I don't feel as addicted to my phone. The phone is input. Those bright lights are telling you that you need to be on. So when you pick up your phone, you're like, "Oh, I'm just going to take a break." You're not really taking a break. If you put it in grayscale and you pick it up, you're like, "This isn't interesting. Okay, now I'm going to take a break." So it becomes a cue to tell you that it's time to take a break. All right. The recommended intentional midday break time is to be able to work for 50 to 90 minutes of intense work with recovery breaks lasting 7 to 20 minutes. In my free resource on midday breaks, I give you examples of midday breaks between 7 and 20 minutes. If you want that resource and you're in my free Facebook group, then I want you to comment hashtag midday breaks and I will get that exact resource to you. That resource is also in my digital ebook, The Energetic Eating Method, How to Listen to Your Body. And in addition to all of the other resources that are going along with the last 4 discussions that I have given to you guys through this podcast, that resource is available in that. So I want to get you the midday breaks resource so that you know that it can take very little time for you to take a break. Okay. So how much time do you guys think you take breaks that actually zap your energy? Right? So these are the energy zappers. And I talked about this a little bit in the beginning. Like the things that we think drain our energy are that we are working too hard, that our kids are really challenging, that we have to be all over the place, that like all this blame, 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 blame. The truth is that you're not spending your energy, the time that you could be recuperating, in an effective way. So very simply, I just want you to think, how am I spending my time and am I actually giving myself energy? How much time does it take to go to a cafe and pick up some junk food and eat it? Well, it probably takes about 10 to 15 minutes to do that. And then you're sinking your energy levels. If you have a 7-minute break instead from the sheet that I'm going to give you, you're going to feel a whole heck of a lot better. And you're also going to save time. Okay. How long does it take you to sit there and scroll on your phone and to go into Instagram land when you're taking a break and suddenly realize you forgot to do something? The average is 90 minutes a day. 90 minutes a day. I'm giving you breaks that are lasting anywhere between 5 or 7 and 20 minutes a day. 7 to 20 minutes a day. So you could be saving yourself 90 minutes. Let's say you could choose a 20-minute break for yourself. That means that you're saving 70 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes of your day can be saved if you take an effective midday break instead of going into your phone. Amazing. I want to save you guys time. Okay. How much time do you spend sitting in the bathroom with your phone trying to get it away from it all? 10 minutes or so, right? You're like, no, I'm just going to be reading in here. Or you lay around watching TV just one more time. 60 minutes, 60 minutes continuing to binge on television, either in the middle of the day or in the evening time, depending on where you put it, instead of taking a 5 to 20-minute midday break that actually restores your energy and makes you feel better. Again, saving you time. I'm not saying we can't watch TV, but you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying like, you're like, oh, just one more. You know, I've even gone to the place where Netflix is asking me if I'm still watching. Like, I've been there before. I get it. But most of the time, most of my life, I'm using these effective techniques so I can save myself time and give myself my energy back so I can live the life that I want to live and feel amazing. Because the types of inputs that I just described don't allow us to rest, and they cause us to make less than desirable choices, feel guilty, and create cravings for more quick release relaxation, which is false. It is false relaxation. You're actively choosing input without any output, and you are wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Okay. So just because your body isn't moving doesn't mean you're taking a break, right? We're like, okay, break time, not moving. That doesn't mean you're taking a break. It means you're not moving, but you could still be getting all that input in, whether you're eating or you are phone scrolling or you are TV watching or whatever it is that you're doing that's actually not giving yourself a break. It's creating more stress in the body. It's also going to lead to sleep issues. It's also going to lead to wake issues. It's also going to lead to too tired to work out issues. It's also going to lead to blood sugar issues and to making the wrong choices. Guys, what I'm saying here is that if you intentionally take a 7 to 20-minute break 1 to 3 times per day, you will save your life, your energy levels, you will save time, and you will get your energy back so that you can spend more time on the things that you love. If you're struggling with any of this and you're not sure how to take these breaks or you feel blocked in some way, don't forget to comment in our free Facebook group, hashtag midday breaks, so that I can get that resource to you, or book the call so that we can hop on the phone and I can help you figure out where you're feeling blocked from doing this. I can talk to you guys about this ad nauseum, but if you taking action is the hardest part, then you just need a little support, someone to hold your hand through it. Okay. Maybe the ebook is helpful enough for you. If so, great. I want to get the ebook into your hands too. Book the call. It's a must read for you if you want to make some of these changes. And if you have booked a call with me in the past and you do want the ebook, you can also comment hashtag ebook and I will reach out to you and email you the ebook myself so that you can have all of these resources that I'm talking about. So this is going to wrap up our 4-part episode on stop weighing yourself and start focusing on this instead. Again, we've talked about balancing out your mood with blood sugar and sleep. We've talked about your digestion with movement and identifying food sensitivities. We talked about focus by improving your morning routine and healthy fats. And we've talked about your energy levels by improving your protein intake and your midday breaks. All of these things combined will give you your life back, will help you lose weight naturally, will help you have a greater sense of self and understanding of what it is that you actually need so that you can take action consistently and feel amazing in your body. And I think that's what any of us really, truly want, right? Is to feel amazing in this vessel that's taking us through this life. Now, remember to check out the show notes to get the chance to book a call and receive my ebook that'll walk you step by step through all of the imbalances that we've talked about over the last 3 sessions. And as we wrap up another episode of Off the Scale, I want you to remember that health is a journey, not a destination. And I truly hope that the insights that are here inspire you to embrace a simplified approach to health. If you enjoyed today's episodes, don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, to rate it, or to leave a review. Your feedback is so valuable to me as we continue on a journey together and talk about so much more that is going to help make you feel free in your body and get off the scale and into your life. Stay tuned for more uplifting conversations Thursdays at 1 in our free Facebook group and all of the resources that go with it. And I can't wait to see you guys then.